Welcome to this edition of Supervisors Report with David Haubert. I'm your host, Dr. Marshall Kamina. Joining me now is the President of the Board of Supervisors, David Haubert. Welcome. I'm sure glad to see you here today.
Thanks for having me, Marshall. Always a pleasure.
You always have such wonderful topics that you will share with us, and I wonder what might it be for today.
So, Marshall, I'd like to share with the audience, if we remember a couple of years ago, we started something here in the Livermore Valley wine region called the Global Artisan Vintners Alliance, Global AVA. And we hosted similar like-minded vintners from around the world coming here to Livermore to share experiences and best practices. They brought their wines over. Last year we had a Sip Around the World Summit, and the group has continued to grow. And I'm pleased to announce that the first international summit is going to happen later this year. We're all going to convene in Budapest, Hungary. And
that's the first place I think of.
And then next door is Croatia. So we're going to have a dual-hosted global wine summit. Many members of the Livermore Valley Wine Growers Association are going to join us, and it's going to be a wonderful event, hosted again by our partner, our affiliate in Budapest, Hungary, and we're going to go to the Boszkony region of wine in Hungary. Then we're going to go to Croatia and go to Dubrovnik and Split, two of the famous wine regions in Croatia, and we're going to have a global summit, putting Livermore wines front and center on the global map. And so I'm really proud of the progress we've made. It was just an idea years ago, a couple of years ago, but it started here in Alameda County, and it's now spread around the world. So very proud for that.
Thank you for the active post he's been playing in wine region. The first one I can think of who's done so much for us in that area, for District 1 especially. Thank you so much. Valley Link update. You know, there's a project known as Valley Link, and it's long-term, has 15 member agencies. Its first phase is 22 miles between Dublin Pleasanton and Mountain House with a station at Isbell. The target completion is 2032. How has this project been going, and is it on track, so to speak?
Yeah, on track. Well, Marshall, it is exciting that we have actually rephased the plan, and the first station is going to be located off of Vasco Road, actually within the city of Livermore. The connection will happen there with ACE. So we're going to be able to have ACE, the ACE station on Vasco Road will be the terminus of the first phase of Valley Link. What that means, Marshall, is that everybody from the San Joaquin Valley that can get to ACE will be able to come into Livermore at the Vasco station at ACE and transfer onto Valley Link. That's going to take a lot of people off the road and off the freeway, rather, and allow them to get into the BART station located at the Dublin Pleasanton East station, all without even getting into a car. So Valley Link will first connect the BART train with the ACE train. That'll be the first link. The second link in the second phase will take us deeper into San Joaquin and continue with the rest of the trajectory, the rest of the lane of the tracks. That's going to happen much later. It's contingent on San Joaquin raising some money. Thus far, the only county that's raised the money is Alameda County, and so we can't really get into San Joaquin County just yet. The long-term plan remains the same, 22 miles of track all the way into the Lathrop area. It is going to be a great project. Now, the Lathrop folks in the northern San Joaquin area, they've got to drive to get to the ACE station. But where people are close to the ACE station in San Joaquin, they'll be able to jump right on ACE and get right into Valley Link and then get into the BART system. Yeah.
Well, you're involved in it as a president of the district of Alameda County, president, and also I think he has some influence with Valley Link as well.
That, and also, you know, Alameda County Transportation Commission, ACTC, is the one that manages the Measure B dollars that fund a lot of projects throughout Alameda County. They've devoted $400 million to this project, and that's one of the initial seed monies that will be used for this. I'm told that there's no more cost-effective and bang for the buck, if you will, project. The other thing to mention is that it's a battery electric train. It will also have the ability to convert to hydrogen power, so it can be truly all green, which is a good thing. We're actually looking at being able to produce hydrogen here locally in a green way, a sustainable way. So we don't have to drive fuel all over the place. We can produce it right here in the valley. In the valley and or in Mountain House, one thing the city of Tracy has done is devoted land for a hydrogen station.
Tracy has done that.
The city of Tracy has done that. And so San Joaquin is really stepping up. They just need to step up in a bigger way.
Thank you for all that work.
Yeah.
Now, the county has many organizations that provide physical, social, and financial support to portions of our population who are in need. One of those is the EOH Fund. I wonder if you could highlight some of the assistance of those programs and let us know where to go for more information.
Well, we do. When I think of this, Marshall, I can't help but think of the Tri-Valley Haven.
Yes.
And Tri-Valley Haven is an amazing organization that have been around for a long, long time. I know that they have helped literally thousands of people fleeing domestic violence. And even those that have young children will be able to stay at the shelter Tri-Valley Haven. We do everything we can to help them. 2 years ago, we devoted $2 million towards their building fund. As we all know, they need to build a new facility. And I had a call just yesterday with Christine, the executive director of Tri-Valley Haven. I'm going to go to the county and ask for another $1 million. I found out that the money that they have, one, inflation has eaten into it a little bit, but also they need additional funds for the inside of the Tri-Valley Haven. So we're going to try to get another $1 million out of the Measure W funds that, again, the generous voters of Alameda County have provided. But I want to go beyond just Tri-Valley Haven. We have what we call Vineyard 2.0, located in Livermore, a former shelter that we tore down and built brand new 26 units of permanent supportive housing, but it also has a community center. Oh. That community center is a place for people to drop in during the day, but also more importantly, Marshall, it is available for overnight stays. Basically a sleeping bag on a cot. People that are in the elements, that are in the freezing cold rain. We're going to talk about it with winter weather probably right after the break, but I want to say that the shelter there at Vineyard 2.0 is amazing. What are other ways that we support vulnerable populations, Marshall? We are on the ground with people's outreach. My office and Gloria Gregory in particular, and also Bob Carling, a former council member in the city of Livermore, are both on my staff as a part-time stipend individuals. They're going out and meeting with homeless people, finding their story, what can help them, and then connecting them to the resources that they need. I'd like to also mention a program that we created, and it's called Vision 2026 Car Program. We are collecting old cars, refurbishing them, and providing it to people that don't have a car. Some of these people are otherwise homeless. Maybe they're even using the car and it's at least the only thing keeping the rain off their head. But we are refurbishing them with local mechanics who are willing to donate their time. We buy the parts. We're working with the Dozange family, who has great resources and access to used cars that they are able to donate, and also the ability to get parts. And the Dozange family has been very, very generous. This Vision 2026 car program actually won a national award, Marshall. The National Association of Counties gave us an award for it.
Where is it centered?
Right here in Livermore.
There you go.
Yeah, it's right here in Livermore, and it's the Tri-Valley Seek and Save. Roland and Pam Ellingson are in charge of it, and I think they just gave out their 50th vehicle.
That is incredible.
So we should celebrate that. I'll bring them. Maybe we should bring them in sometime. What about that?
Would you be willing to do that?
I'll ask them.
That'd be fascinating.
Yeah, the car program is great.
Well, on that note, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back on this edition of Supervisors Report with President David Haubert in just a moment. Welcome back to this edition of Supervisors Report with President David Haubert. Well, you mentioned this already, but I wonder if we can do a little expansion. With regard to winter weather, we all know it's upon us. And previously, the Scouts helped create over 400 sandbags. That's quite a few, isn't it? And where can residents go to find out about these stations for sandbags, SOS?
Marshall, every winter we know it brings something called rain. And we love the rain. We need the rain. We can't live without it. But when it comes all at once, it also floods in certain areas. And so we have historically provided sandbags at 2 locations, one in Sunol on Kilcare Road and one in Dublin on Gleason Road at the Alameda County Public Works Station. And what we've done is provided a bunch of sand, a couple of shovels, and a bunch of bags. So if you want sandbags, you can go put sand in a bag and create your own sandbag. Well, it occurred to me as I was helping a friend one day get sandbags, and somebody came up and needed some sandbags, and they really weren't equipped physically to lift the heavy sand into the bag and the heavy sandbag into their car. So we helped them out. And it occurred to me, we need to do better. And so what we did is we got the local Boy Scouts to fill a bunch of sandbags all on one afternoon. And we gave them pizza afterwards, so they really liked that.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins. Now, unfortunately, the sandbags that we created, people came and took them right away as they needed them, so they're all gone. We're going to probably have to re-up that throughout the winter season. Maybe next year we'll have a couple of different organized occasions. But we called it the Sandbag Brigade, and my office sponsored it, and the Boy Scouts came out and did their job, and people came and took part in taking a couple of sandbags, whatever they needed. Now the sand is still there. We replenished that. The bags are still there. The shovels are still there. But the bags that the Sandbag Brigade put together have all been used up. So I want to commend and thank the Boy Scouts for doing that. Next year we'll plan ahead and build even more. But I just want people to know, if you're experiencing flooding, here in Alameda County we have resources for you to help. And that could be something simple as your garage is flooding. We can't have that, right? Maybe your walkway is flooding, or maybe you live near a stream and you're at risk of the whole property flooding. Some people are in that situation, Marshall, and we have to protect them, and that's what we do with sandbags.
Well, has the county been additionally doing some prevention work on the roads to prepare the roads themselves to prepare for rain and flooding?
Cleaning out gutters and cleaning out culverts is super important. We always remind people, if you have a private culvert, clean it out. If it's a public culvert, our public works team should be cleaning it out. A clogged culvert will create flooding very quickly if water can't pass through.
Even on Isabel.
Anywhere, even on Isabel,
Yeah.
and even on Stanley, as you know, Marshall. And in fact, you remember over by Shadow Cliffs, we had the whole side of the road collapse a couple years ago. And roads don't repair themselves overnight. It leads to road closures and a lot of expensive work to be done.
Well, that makes me want to ask you, are there any warming locations you're aware of?
So as we talked about a little bit earlier, the winter also brings very cold weather. Here in the Tri-Valley, we are super hot during the summer, and we are super cold during the winter, colder than other parts of Alameda County. And so what we provide is that, again, Vineyard 2.0 is an overnight shelter that can only accommodate about 30. I'm actually hoping that we can utilize the former church that's located on Walnut Avenue, just down the street, a block away from Vineyard 2.0, is a vacant former church. I'm hoping that we can perhaps find a way to turn that into a warming center because it's so close to Vineyard 2.0. We want anybody and everybody to survive the winter. And now people can, we know they shelter in a tent. Sometimes they shelter even open air. Well, if you don't have a roof over your head when it's cold and rainy, it's a miserable day. It leads to poor health outcomes, people end up in the emergency room or worse. Marshall, people end up in the emergency room or worse if they can't stay dry during the winter. So more beds are needed for overnight shelter during the rainy season.
Thank you. Let's jump to summer. The Alameda County Fair, close to your heart, is several months away. However, I see billboards for some of the events. Are they already selling advance tickets?
They just started selling tickets, Marshall. The Alameda County Fair, my favorite time of the year. Our fair, we should be very proud of it, is rated. And it's not just a biased opinion, although it is a bit biased. I'll tell you, it's the best fair in the state of California, maybe even in the country. We do a great job with the Alameda County Fair, and there are some great things to say about it. June 19th through July 12th is the dates of the fair. So opening day, June 19th. I want everyone to know children 5 and under are free, active military free, veterans free, active first responders free. Every elementary school child will get a free ticket, and ticket sales are happening right now. We're going to put the website right here on TV 30 for people to take a look at. We have a great lineup. I don't have it memorized of the concerts that happen at the fair, but I know the Beach Boys are coming,
Yes.
Marshall. So
Yes, I've noticed that myself.
buy your tickets now if they're still available. The Beach Boys are coming, and so many other great concerts coming. We have wonderful carnival rides, some of the best in the country, and that's because we have one of the best providers of rides. Butler Amusements have been around for decades, located right here in the Bay Area. I think they're down in Gilroy or Sunnyvale, somewhere down in the South Bay. Marshall, the best amusement ride company in the country.
They're very organized.
Butler Amusements, top notch, and they're great at also, they help fund when we bring children with special needs. It comes from the generosity of Butler Amusements.
Isn't that
And
so?
so they're a great company, great family-owned company. I think it's probably one of the great stories of Americana, starting your own business and growing it into what they've been able to grow it. I'm very proud of Butler Amusements and what they do. This is all part of the fabric of the Alameda County Fair, Marshall. And it's a special time and place. I'm blessed to have my office located on the fairgrounds.
I thought that was on purpose.
I just got lucky. I got lucky, Marshall. The best place to be during the fair, and the folks at the fair are just doing a great job. I have to commend all of them.
Are there any upcoming events that you'd like to mention?
Yeah, so I'll keep on that theme, Marshall. I want to just talk about that. I know that the fair, as we talked about it, we're not able to provide horse racing last year at the fair. But this year, there's another organization that started up called Bernal Park Racing. They are doing a great job reassembling the team that it takes to put on a program like that.
Did you say it's called Bernal?
Bernal Park Racing, and you can tell the local theme there, Bernal Racing. Pleasanton residents, George Schmidt and others, are taking it upon themselves to pick up the pieces of the horse racing industry that left Northern California last year. I've come to learn that you need to have more than just one county fair to support a circuit, an industry of horse racing. So they have assembled Humboldt and Fresno and Tehama, one other as well. There's 4 counties that are going to come together and try to make a go at horse racing. They have met recently with the California Horse Racing Board. They're going to meet again in February. We'll know by February or March if we will be able to bring back horse racing at that time. But for now, it's still up in the air. But we're very hopeful for them. We give Bernal Park Racing, we just wish them the very best, and I'm very supportive of them and hoping that they will be able to pull this off. It takes cooperation with the other fairs, the other counties, and their fair boards and their fair director, and it takes the cooperation of the state of California, who authorizes horse racing to occur, and everyone has to come together to make it happen. Bernal Park Racing is making a big, strong go at having that happen in partnership with the Alameda County Fair Board. The other thing I'd like to say and announce is that this year, Marshall, thank everyone who came out so generously at the holiday toy and canned food drive. Every year this event has gotten bigger and better.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we've moved this time, and I know you've been at many years, Marshall, at the Heritage House where we had it, and it's always so tight and crowded. We moved to the farmhouse building on the fairground site. And this year, I wasn't sure, because that's a much bigger place. I thought, how are we going to do this? It's a big, giant room. You know, we're going to feel like it's too big. We almost filled up the farmhouse, Marshall, and
Yes.
we collected twice as many toys this year and food items as the past. We almost filled up the entire farmhouse building. I don't know where we're going to go in a couple of years, because every year it gets bigger and better, Marshall. And I just have to thank the generosity of our Tri-Valley residents. And CHP came, and Alameda County Fire came, and the Deputy Sheriff's Association came and dropped off toys, as well as hundreds of generous people.
Well, as you well know, previous board of directors of supervisors, Scott Haggerty was one who started it, but you've taken it to dimensions that he had never even thought of.
Yeah, I've been able to steal and keep going all the great ideas that Scott brought, and I agree, Marshall. We've been able to continue those traditions. We're going to keep it going.
Thank you so much, and you heard it first here on TV 30. Thank you for being here. Thank you for updating us. I'm Dr. Marshall Kamina. Join us for the next episode of Supervisors Report with President David Haubert right here on Tri-Valley TV. Thank you all for watching.